The communist tabloid, The Global Times, explains China's Global Civilization Initiative as the third major global initiative presented by China after the Global Development Initiative and the Global Security Initiative. This narrative deceptively claims the initiative calls for respect for the diversity of civilizations.
The Chinese government has clamped down hard, putting in place restrictive rules and reforming the way Hong Kong is run. MPs who are directly elected by the people will also have less power.
Upholding the common values of humanity and pursuing peace, development, equity, justice, democracy, and freedom.
If there is no threat to Americans, if there is no threat to our data, privacy, security, why did an internal memo from TikTok corporate headquarters explicitly coach senior management to, quote, downplay the parent company ByteDance? Why, if you had nothing to hide, would you need to downplay the association with ByteDance in China?
Congressman, I have not seen this memo.
And promoting robust international people-to-people exchanges and cooperation.
Hunter Biden's business associate sent over $1 million to 3 of your family members. Any reaction to that report?
House Oversight says they've got bank records showing a Chinese energy company paying 3 Biden family members through a third party. What were they paid for?
Look, I'm just not going to respond to that from here.
He's telling us that he paid around $11,000 to complete the strip that's either paid to a cartel or different human smuggling groups. But he just arrived here in Texas, once again, just highlighting that this sector is leading the nation in those illegal crossings from Chinese nationals.
The emerging BRICS countries quickly fell in line behind President Xi's illusion.
I totally agree that the world order, the way it is built today, doesn't make any sense. That is not in line with the economic powers like India, Brazil, or Germany. You know that they don't have a massive role in the international order. But to me, the big question is: so how we are going to go through this transformation? It has to be. It cannot be gradual. It has to be driven by a certain shock that will happen.
We have lost a large part of humankind to the pandemic because we were all selfish. We were not willing to share. We were not willing to use the global institutions to deliver responses to different parts of the world. We have lost people. Now, how much more bloodshed do we need to understand that the transition is upon us?
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said that he fully agrees with Xi's initiative.
South Africa is grateful to the People's Republic of China for its support throughout the pandemic, and particularly for working to ensure that Africa has greater access to COVID-19 vaccines.
Nothing can change our friendship of steel.
While UN water-carrying Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić also said that nations should uphold the principles of equality, mutual learning, dialogue, and inclusiveness. Equality from a Chinese government that is conducting a mass genocidal sterilization campaign on its citizens known as the Uyghurs.
Before eating, we have to praise or say that we are grateful to the country, we are very grateful for China's Communist Party, and we are grateful for Xi Jinping.
This desperate man says he and his wife and children are starving. Uyghurs were barely allowed to leave their homes during the COVID-19 lockdown.
Mutual learning from a cover-up of a global lab leak that has killed millions and damaged millions more through the initial virus and its subsequent vaccine.
As you note, Brett, the FBI has for quite some time now assessed that the origins of the pandemic are most likely a potential lab incident in Wuhan.
And dialogue and inclusiveness from a country where of the over 100 foreign journalists that took part in the Foreign Correspondents Club of China survey, 99% said that they felt working conditions did not meet international standards.
Okay, Barry, call the consulate now.
Once the layers of propaganda are stripped off, that even American media gleefully engages in, Xi's speech is laid bare for what it is: the announcement of the impending emergence of a new world order carefully constructed by globalist think tanks for decades. John Bound reports.